We are live. Welcome back to another edition of NHL Opening Lines with me, Nicholas Earl, and Terry Edelman. Here we'll be going over tomorrow, Thursday, January the 22nd, the NHL slate. I believe we have, 8 or 9 games. Not as big as the normal slates we see on Thursdays, which is kind of interesting. I believe it's, 9 games?
Yeah,
I
9.
don't remember the exact number,
9,
but
yeah.
we'll be going over those. I've already locked in plays on 5 of them, so I kind of like this slate tomorrow. Definitely some spots I do like. But yeah, if we want, we can get into the games or anything you want to mention before we get in.
Well, I only gave out one official play on the last show, and that was the draw in the LA and Philadelphia game, plus 325 cash. So that was awesome. And I'm sure I'll have a pick to give out. There's a couple draws I like tomorrow as well. So I'll have a couple plays for the show as well here. But yeah, we'll jump into the first game.
Yeah, we're gonna be looking here. We have the first one here. I do have the line for this game on my book. We're seeing minus 125 plus 135. So actually, the first thing I noticed when looking at this is you can go ahead and bet the score and that Caesars. You can try to arbitrage that. But
I think the score is wrong.
The score is wrong.
Yeah, I'm assuming that there's something going on with the score because sometimes with bet stamps, sometimes there's like a really weird number.
Yeah,
I'm assuming it's wrong.
Well, on my book, I'm going to reference Bet Online numbers because that's the book I go off of. I'm seeing Detroit as minus 150 favorites, plus 136 run back with the Montreal Canadiens. Total is 6, juice minus 113 to the over, plus 102 to the under. This is a tough one for me because they're projecting Allen back in net for tomorrow. He could be returning. I would rather Samuel Montembeault in net. He's been awesome. He's been awesome for Montreal. At this number, it's Canadiens are nothing for me in this game. I have this game projected to 3.22 to 3.08, so I think that Detroit should be more like minus 125, minus 130. That's even with Allen in net. So I am a little bit interested in the home underdog here in this spot with Montreal. I think they are a live dog in this game. Haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, well, Montreal 6-2 in the last 8 at home against Detroit. Obviously, Detroit's been so I hope Detroit Lenny's not watching. But Detroit Red Wings have been a really bad team for a few years now. Obviously, I'm not backing them as minus 150 road favorites. That will never happen at this point in time, this year. Montreal on the other side, they've been playing well. But I don't really want to jump on them either. What I'm thinking about here is the total. The last 4 meetings between these teams have gone under 5.5. And I'm seeing 6s there. I see a couple 6.5s at minus 120. If this number moves overnight and we start seeing some more 6.5s, I am going to have to jump on the under in this one. But as of this moment, the same as you, no plays.
Yeah, I think I would be more interested in this game for the under aspect. Number one, I need a 6.5. I would prefer that rather than a 6, obviously. And I want Montembeault in that over Allen because Allen coming back from an injury is a big question mark for me.
That's true. Next game is a game of the night.
Oh yeah. Actually, I have a bet in this game already, and I'm kind of interested in another aspect of this game as well. I've already bet the total in this one. We do have the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Boston Bruins. The Bruins are underdogs in this game. I'm seeing plus 102 for the Bruins, minus 113 for the Lightning. This opened up, I want to say, around plus 104, plus 105 on my book. So this has gone down a couple cents. Total 6, minus 115 towards the over, plus 104 to the under. I love the under in this game. When I have this matchup, I have Ullmark and Vasilevsky, 2 amazing goaltenders in this one. And the Bruins' defensive numbers are elite right now. 2.64 expected goals against the last 10 games. I have this game projected 2.8 to 2.07. So I have this game projected for 4.87 goals. That's why I really like this under in this spot because I'm seeing over a goal of value here. This is going to be a close defensive battle here, I think, in this matchup. We may see overtime. I think a draw is an interesting look in this game as well. It's Bruins or nothing for the side, strictly because I'm not betting against Ullmark. That's just something that I'm not doing because his numbers, he is the number 1 goalie in the NHL right now and a .66 goalie rating. He's given up 53 goals this year, and his expected goals against is 80.33. So this guy is 27 goals saved above average. I love this. I love Olmark. I love this under. And I'm probably going to lay a little bit of juice with this other play I'm looking at. I'm seeing 3.5 for team totals for Tampa Bay. I like the under. Under 3.5 team total for Tampa Bay. That's probably going to be around our $1.50, $1.60 price range. So it is a little juicy. But when I have them projected for 2.0 goals, 2.07 goals, I see some value at a 3.5, even laying a little bit of juice. So that's kind of where I'm looking at here. Tampa Bay under 3.5 team total and under 6.
All right. Grinch, draw easy money right here after Bruins game. Montreal going to be a level higher. You were talking about the last game. I was thinking you were talking about this game because.
He's saying Detroit Red Wings. DRW, Detroit Red Wings.
Oh, Detroit Red Wings. Oh, okay. I thought you meant draw. My bad. But we'll skip ahead. Crystal is already on Boston. Bruins money line plus 107. And then obviously Grinch said Tampa Bay. He really likes Tampa Bay tomorrow. Thank you, Sabres, for Allmark, says Isaacs. Tim says no problem. So there's a nice shot at Tim from Isaacs. But stats in this one, Boston have won their last 4 in Tampa Bay. They've won their last 5 games against Tampa Bay in general. This is going to be a really good game. Probably going to be a sight play for me in this one. So I won't get too much into it, but I think this could be a good draw spot. And I was kind of off the draws for a lot of the part of the season, especially in the earlier part of the year. But as we start to get closer to, obviously it's around the halfway mark. As we start to get closer to the playoffs, you're going to see a lot more draws for me. Plus 325, plus 300. They're great bets when games are close. So this will probably be a draw spot for me. No opinion on the total. I could see this being a 2-1 game, and I could see it being a 4-3 game. So no real opinion for me on the total. Next up.
This one's a one I like. I like this game a little bit. Washington Capitals are hosting the Pittsburgh Penguins. Seeing minus 110 for the Capitals on my book. Even money for the Penguins, 6.5. 6.5 the total. The over is plus 104. The under is minus 115 in this one. And I have this game projected for Kemper and DeSmith. We do not know the injury status of Yari at the moment. And I have the Capitals more like a minus 130 in this game. So I've already done a free pick video on this one for ESP as well. I took the Capitals at the minus 110 price tag here. I see them as the better overall team at the moment still. Now missing Oshie may be interesting, but I do like the Capitals here, and I think this game could be, like you mentioned last game, an interesting draw spot. These two are competitive rivals. Yeah, I have a feeling you're going to see overtime here, Tim. And I would love for these two teams not to play overtime because the Islanders are trying to chase them, even though they're not going anywhere. But yeah, I like Washington in this spot. This is another play I've already made. Minus 110, Washington Capitals.
Yeah. Isaac says why more draws? As we get closer to the playoffs, teams are going to be playing a lot more close hockey. It happens every year. Teams are going to be like getting that 1 point is really important.
Yes.
Especially as the season goes along. Obviously, it's important all year long. But as we get closer to playoffs, teams are going to be desperate. Just the level of play will be more even, and we'll see lots of overtime. So I'm already starting to look into that. Starting yesterday, my first draw in a while. Tim says, can both teams lose this game? Unfortunately for you, not. No. But if Connor McDavid gets his way, it'll be 3-on-3 overtime for 10 minutes and then a draw. But I don't think the NHL should ever do that. So that's my opinion on that.
No ties. We're done with ties.
Yeah, I guess we won't get into that. But here in this one, Pittsburgh 4-1 in their last 5 in Washington, 7-3 in the last 10 in Washington. Pittsburgh plays well against the Capitals, especially in Washington. But I'm not really running to jump to back either of these teams right now. So I probably will be on the draw. Sorry, Tim. But Pittsburgh has gone to overtime for their last 5 games. So they are just playing close games. And the Capitals tried their best to get it to go to overtime yesterday against Colorado. I was on Colorado in regulation and the puck line. So I was obviously happy that they didn't tie it. But I think this game screams overtime. So I'll be on the draw in this one. I apologize, Tim. And Noah OOT, that's all he asks. Fudge and Richie smashing the like as he always does. Everybody else smash the like. If you're watching on Getting Wild, if you're watching on ESP, doesn't matter, smash the like. But the next game here, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this one, Nick.
Yeah, this one's an interesting one. When the Minnesota Wild are minus 210, minus 220, minus 225 now. Here on my book, plus 201 the other way. Total 6, minus 105 on both sides of that. I have, I believe, Hart. I need to know, Mr. Wild Insider, who's going to be in net tomorrow. I'm projecting Gustafsson because we've seen a little bit of a back and forth, and it was
flirty. Yeah, it's always a back and forth. It'll
perfect.
I don't want to say 100% be Gustafsson, but it'll 99.9% be Gustafsson.
Perfect. I lean under in this game if I had to get to anything, probably. I don't know if the Wild should be minus 200 favorites in this game. This is just a spot here for me where if I had to play a side, it's probably taking a big price with Philadelphia. This has been a team that I've bet a decent amount lately. Now they've lost back-to-back games, but we've seen them win as big underdogs here in this role. They've been actually halfway decent lately. This has been a very profitable team, the Flyers, this year. So I lean Philly in this game. Don't know if I want to bet it. If I can get a 6.5, I'm interested in the under. Probably that would be the better play for me in this game is if I get offered a 6.5, I'll go ahead and grab the under, but because I'm seeing, but that's the score there. But yeah, I'm seeing 6s across the board, so I don't know if I'm going to get to this one. This is probably just a pass for me. It's a slight lean towards the dog. I think just value-wise, Philly's been playing halfway decent as of late, so that would be my lean.
All right. No official plays for me on this game. Basically, Minnesota 3-1 in the last 4 at home against Philadelphia. All 3 wins were by 3 goals. So they were not close games either. So I can see anybody wanting to jump on the Wild puck line at plus money, but I don't like what I've seen from them on this road trip. Obviously, they're coming home, which will be a different story. And obviously, if you look at the teams they faced on this road trip, Philadelphia is definitely a step down in competition. This game will probably end up surprisingly being a pass. If I do get into doing a parlay tomorrow, Wild money line may make itself into that parlay. But other than that, probably a pass for me in this one, surprisingly. Grinch likes Wild puck
at the end of that road trip. Yeah, they were tested pretty significantly at the end of that road trip. Tampa Bay, Florida, and Carolina in that last 3 games.
Yeah, so losing 3 games to those 3 teams.
That's nothing to hang your head about.
Yeah. Now, if they lose to Philadelphia here, that's a little bit of a
Philly's a scrappy team. They're scrappy. That's what I like about them as an underdog. I'm not as much as a favorite because that's Philly. You want them as an underdog because they're not a team that you can trust laying a price with, I think.
Okay, I guess I'll say I will be very upset and unimpressed if they lose to Philadelphia. Next game, another one of the game of the nights, I think.
Yeah, this one's a fun one here. We have the Nashville Predators. They are hosting the New Jersey Devils. I'm seeing now. This is because let me get up my lines here because it's saying minus 125 on both sides. That's not the case. I'm seeing
no. It says plus 125.
Yeah, well, no, that's what I mean. Plus 125, minus 125. But I'm seeing Bet Online minus 120 for whatever reason. BetStamp's not acknowledging Bet Online right now. I don't know why. But Bet Online has a better price than any available book out there. minus 120 for the Devils, plus 109 though for the Preds. Total 6, minus 105 on both sides. I'm projecting Vanacek and Saros for this matchup here. And I have the Predators as a slight favorite in this game. I have Predators around minus 120, or minus 115, minus 120. I think the goaltending advantage goes to Saros here. They're at home, and I know New Jersey's dominant at home. This is a New Jersey team that are on the road. My bad. They're 18-2-2 on the road. But I like Nashville here a little bit in this spot. This is a team that's been playing pretty good as of late. So I'm looking at I got Nashville at plus 116. They're down to plus 109, so I've beat a little bit of a line movement.
All right. And yes, this is one of my official plays that I'm giving out in the show. And this is it right here. Devils and Preds draw. Which I believe, let me bring it up here, is plus 324 to plus 350 on those two books. So depending on what books you have access to, let me get that back up. The reason I'm taking the draw in this one is if you look at how these two teams are playing right now, both of these teams are hot. Both these teams are playing well. The New Jersey Devils are the best road team in the NHL, 18-2-2 last time I checked. They could be 19-2-2 now. I'm not 100% sure, but they have an incredible road record, the New Jersey Devils. Nashville's won 4 of their last 5. They're playing well. When these teams have faced each other in the past, Nashville's won the last 7 meetings between the teams, but 8 of the last 12 meetings in Nashville have gone overtime. 8 of the last 12. That is going back a long time. That screams draw. Past history stats screams draw. The way these teams are playing right now screams draw. So I'm taking the draw on this one.
Not a bad look.
Yeah. Hush Grinch. Grinch says pass. Hey, no worries passing. Draw two. Interesting. Draw. Oh, okay, Tim. Well, thanks for letting us know. We had no idea what you were talking about. But yeah, what do you think about this next one? Tim will be interested in this next game.
Yeah, the Winnipeg Real Jets are hosting the Buffalo Sabres in this one here. I'm seeing the Winnipeg Jets at $1.85 plus 166 the other way with Buffalo. Total 6.5 minus 110 to the over. Even money on the under. Hellebuck and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen are my projected goaltenders for this matchup here. I have the Jets around a minus 140 favorite in this game. So I was kind of surprised to see him up at that minus 180 range. I'm on Buffalo. I got him at plus 166. Even though probably Winnipeg wins this game, but at this price, this is just way too high of a price for me to ignore when I'm seeing 20 to 25 cents of line value, according to my numbers on one side. So I did grab Buffalo in this game at plus 166. As for the total, kind of think this is a sneaky under. Winnipeg's been a nice under team as of late. And I have this game projected for 5.73 goals. So I think this could be a lower scoring matchup. Luukkonen has actually been halfway decent this season. He's been an above average goaltender. So I could see this being a lower scoring game where Buffalo wins. So I'm going to look towards maybe the under 6.5. Maybe you might have a decent price on Winnipeg team total under. But I like the Sabres in this game at plus 166.
All right. Grinch wants to know who Tim has in the Buffalo Sabres game. I don't know if you need to ask that question. That's like asking me who I like in a Wild game. But, hey, that's not necessarily true because there have been times that I've said do not bet on the Wild. They are going to lose, and they have usually. But for me in this game, Buffalo Sabres back to being over plus 150 on the money line. I can't count on one hand how many times I've cashed on Buffalo Sabres at this price this year. 7-1-1 in their last 9 games on the road. They've won 4 of their last 6 in Winnipeg. The wrong team. I don't want to say the wrong team's favored, but Buffalo is way undervalued in this game, and they have been quite a few times when they played recently. I've had them their last 2 games. I took them back to back as premium plays up on picks and parlays. They're going back up. This is a premium play for me. Once again, Sabres at this big plus price. It doesn't make much sense to me. Winnipeg hasn't been playing that well lately. If you look at least the final result, they have not been winning games their most recent stretch as they have earlier on in the year. And Buffalo's hot. So I love Buffalo Sabres at this big plus price. And most likely I'll be going right back to Victor Olofsson. He did not score in his last game, but I think he definitely goes back to his scoring ways. 3 in a row for the Swords.
I can see
should
it.
Be 5 in a row. I think they've won 4 so far. Only 4 wins in a row. Let's make it 5. Tim is going to be sour tomorrow night. Very well possible. Homer this guy. Not sure who you're talking about, Grinch, but no. Tim saying fake Jets all the time, then boom, Sabres lose to the real Jets. Oh, I don't think so. Exclusive alert. Yes. Premium play on the Sabres. Yes. My premium plays as Nick's and Tim's are available on picksandparlays.com as well as picksandparlays.net and earlsportsbets.com. So my premium plays are there. But yeah,
Sabres could be one of mine as well.
Yeah, I've been riding with the Sabres as a premium play for the last few games. And then just a week ago, Tim was like, I was telling Tim, sorry, Sabres are going to lose. And then, of course, they did lose. I've had a really good read on this Buffalo team for some reason. So I'll keep rolling with it. Next up, I think we have a little bit of a favorite in this one. If it'll
load. Yeah, we have a slight favorite here. The Calgary Flames are on my book, I believe, a slight minus 390 favorite now. Good God. Against the Chicago Blackhawks. Total of 6, minus 105 both ways here. Obviously, it's a dog or nothing for me if I'm trying to bet the side. I'm priced out of Calgary entirely. $1.40 puck lines are not something I do at all. So you'll never see me lay this type of juice on a puck line. The side's a no-go for me. I'm looking at the total in this one here, and I like the over 6 in this spot. I had this game projected for 6.59 goals. Markstrom and Mrazek. Mrazek was actually really good last night. I know the Hawks gave up 5 goals. One of them was an empty net goal. But the Canucks had 40-something. He had like 40-something shots on goal, the Canucks. And Mrazek was pretty sharp. If it wasn't for Mrazek, that game could have easily been 7-2, 8-2 Vancouver. Like that should have been an absolute blowout. Worse than it was. So I am interested in the over 6 in this game. I have it projected for 6.59 goals. If it's not priced to oblivion, I would take the Calgary team total over, but that's probably going to be a 4.5. So not particularly interested with that. So for me, over 6 at $1.10 is what I got.
All right. Something I forgot to mention too in the last game that we talked about, you were saying you were leaning towards the under, or it was a sneaky under. 10 of the last 11 meetings between Buffalo and Winnipeg have gone under 6.5.
Ooh.
So it does tend to be very low-scoring games.
Maybe I might get a little bit involved with Winnipeg under 3.5 team total.
For me, taking the Sabres under sometimes, that's the way I'd go, because taking the Sabres offense can sometimes...
Sabres offense can screw that up, so kind of isolate it to the team I don't think is going to score many goals.
Exactly. Going into this game, the last 6 meetings in Calgary between these teams have gone over 6.5. Both these teams are playing towards the over right now. I know people see the Calgary Flames and you think defensive team, they're not going to give up very many goals, but their goaltending lets goals in. So even with great defense, they still let in goals. Chicago's been scoring goals. Chicago can definitely give up goals. So I'm agreeing with Nick. I like the over in this one. I was ready to take the over 6.5. Because that's what it opened at, and now it's moving towards a 6. IceX is saying Flames defensive.
Yes, Yes, they are. If you look at their advanced analytics, their expected goals against are actually really good. 2.66 on average the last 10 games. So honestly, this team is showing the same numbers and the same underlying statistics that I saw the Devils in the beginning of the season before they went on their run. I'm just surprised that this Flames team hasn't been able to figure it out yet.
Yeah. ISX likes Flames money line at minus 430. So that's a play that he likes.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
Tim also likes Flames money line at minus 425, 400, minus 430.
Those are some bold takes there. Very spicy comments from the chat today.
Yeah. You guys really know how to go all out. Hawks for the cup, though. There we go. There's a plus money play. If I've ever seen one.
Maybe a goal scorer prop for the future Minnesota Wild, Patrick Kane.
No, it will not happen. Hell will freeze over before that happens, I hope. Flames are defensive. Grinch agrees with that. And Rickett likes Flames first period. Yes, Chicago's been pretty bad in first periods, I think, most of the year. Tim is going to take Flames plus 1.5, which I believe would be
probably minus 800.
Yeah. But good luck with that one, Timothy. Well, you probably won't need much luck, but here we go. Another big favorite.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Just take the Avalanche and the Flames and parlay them and move on with your life, right? I'm just kidding. But we have a slight favorite here with the Colorado Avalanche minus 380 favorites. We're getting a little bit better. They're not 390 like the Flames were. Plus 380 now. We're looking good. Total 6.5 in this spot. Yeah, no, I'm not interested in the side. They've done it. The sports books have done a great job of pricing me off of Colorado in this game. They know I love fading this Ducks team, and I can't in this game. This is a pretty simple pass for me in this one. It may be part of an ESB video potentially. I'm thinking about starting a new series on ESB for free pick videos where it's a parlay series to test the theories of our parlays profitable, and this could be a parlay piece for that. But no, this is a stay off for me.
All right. Richie says props.
Yeah, you can look at Rantanen, McKinnon, like stuff like that, yeah.
And then Grinch likes Avs minus 3.5, which is definitely a lot more ballsy than ISX's Avs money line. That's for sure. But no, he says just kidding. He likes the Ducks.
Of course, he likes the Ducks.
But he'll probably switch back to Avalanche and then go back to Anaheim, and we'll maybe find out one day what he's actually on.
We'll find out after the game ends and he has the winning side.
I guess so. Going on to the next one, final game of the night.
Yeah, and a marquee matchup here. I mean, St. Louis Blues are at the Arizona Coyotes in this spot. Blues are around $1.50 road chalk, total of 6.5 in this game. I have Binnington and Vejmelka. Now, the goalie advantage for me is pretty simple on Vejmelka here. I'm interested in a little bit in Arizona. Now, Arizona's coming in off of a bad loss against Anaheim after a big win against Vegas. This is a team that they can't string together consistent performances. They get blown out against Anaheim. They win against Vegas by margin. They get blown out by Dallas. And previous to that, they get blown out by Washington. They beat Detroit in a shootout. So this team is very inconsistent and a bunch of losses before that. So this is a tough team to trust. At this price, I'm not laying minus 150 on the road with St. Louis. And I remember I loved St. Louis last year. This team did terrible in the offseason. Losing Perron, losing Husso. I mean, jeez. This was
me too, Isaacs. Me too, sadly.
Yeah, go on.
Well, not sadly. Yeah, we'll see. But
yeah. It's dog or pass for me. We know how Arizona is at mullet. So they generally play better there. But I look for a better performance after they basically got run out of their own building against Anaheim. So I look for a little bit better of a performance here from Arizona. I would look only towards the Yotes here in the spot.
All right. This is a pass for me, but this is the price I would back Arizona at. Plus 140, or obviously an underdog price if I was going to, but I don't have a good feeling about this one. I think St. Louis probably does win it, but I won't be getting involved. One of my passing games of the night. Bad Timmy, don't fade the Blues. And Eyesight says Blues -2.5.
Yeah, the only thing I hope for them is for them not to switch from Melka to Ingram at the last second on me. If I do back him again.
Terry just wants to be against the Blues. No, I just said that I think St. Louis wins. So, would I like to see Arizona win? Yes, I would love to see the Blues lose. So,
watch the Blues mess around and still make the playoffs.
No, I don't think that's happening.
No, probably not. But who knows?
But those are tomorrow's games. We kind of gave more of like instead of really talking about line movement, we kind of just went over the games, but it's okay. The lines will probably move in the way we're betting.
That's what
me and Nick are both good with
to do that.
Closing line value. We're both good with that. So that is today's show. Elite Talbot confirmed. Yes,
yeah.
he is.
Talgoat's confirmed. I'm a little bit nervous about my Islanders play now.
If everyone saw that eye roll. If not anyone listening, I just eye rolled. Yes, Grinch, go Rangers.
Correct.
One of my premium plays today as well. Nice.
This is scary. I agree with Terry on all my plays today. So,
Well, hopefully we'll both have a good night. But that's it. Nick, finish us off.
Yeah, that's going to just about do it for this one. If you guys have not already, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to both channels if you guys have not. And turn on post notifications so you guys are notified whenever we are live, which for me is every single morning anywhere between 10 and 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Euro Sports Bet Show. For Terry, it's 12:30 every day now, right? For Getting Wild with Terry.
Yeah.
You're live at 12:30. And then Monday, Tuesday, Fridays is Game Time Decision at 5 o'clock. And then we'll be doing this show Mondays and Wednesdays at 6 o'clock, looking over the Tuesday and Thursday slates. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys as always for watching, and good luck. Do I hit the button? You hit